Okay, we are back with our outside barrel wash system, and no worries, it's all draining outside into dirt. We're going to start with our Sera windowed Rhyolite. This is stage 1 6090 silicone carbide grit, and as you can see, it's a super easy, just rinse off the barrel for cleanup because it has borax in it. And we've got a nice putty colored mud in here, and it's also mixed with Unakite for filler because the ceramic media was getting too beat up. There's still a couple pieces of ceramic media out there. Not too much. See how super easy that is? Until you drop it. Good cleanup. This is in our 4.5 pound barrel. It's all Unakite stone chips that you're seeing that's gone through the screen. I don't know why I like to clean this so thoroughly before I finish. This is on a private well, not city water. Alright. Okay, Sera. Wow. It's looking really good. Can't wait to get it inside to do the inspection. Put all this back in the barrel. But I want the filler media on the bottom. We're back with our mixed barrel of Mohs hardness 7 stones. We've got Australian lace agate, green tree moss agate, picture Jasper, black onyx. All these are just a couple of pieces here and there that I had left that needed another cycle in 6090. And super easy cleanup. See, there's not anything sticking inside. Super easy cleanup. Now the filler that I have in this barrel is topaz, and it was really tiny smalls. Really tiny smalls, and I'm using this in place of ceramic media because it's an experiment. Okay, oh, there's some Unakite in here too. Cool. Hopefully this stuff is ready to move to medium. We've been running at 6090 in stage 1 for a long time. Again, these are just little bits and bobs, final pieces. Let's move all those projects forward. Oh, that shit. running here are in 60/90, all these barrels that I'm cleaning today. They had nothing in medium. So I don't have to switch out my strainer. I have the same identical strainer, but I have it in different grit stages because, you know, grit gets stuck in and around here, and I don't want that to contaminate the next batch. So I'm being super anal about it. Hardly anybody changes out their strainers, but I do. So again, these are all stage 1. Okay, let's get our next barrel. And we are back with our 4 new projects. So this is Unakite that has been running 1 week in stage 1. This is its first clean out. And you see how super thin the slurry is? That's because we added baking soda to the mix. We added baking soda because we were unsure if there was any organic material on the rough stone, and we didn't want the barrels to explode with built-up gas. Any subsequent stages I run this stone in, I'm not going to need to add the baking soda. It's only on the first run of cycle 1 that I'm ever concerned about barrels needing to be burped. There's a little bit of grit left, but not a whole lot, and it's just short of a full 7 days. It's like 6 days and 20 hours. But who's counting? Now I've done a video on how to tumble Unakite before, and that was using nothing but a rotary tumbler. This time I'm only doing the carbide stages in rotary, which would be stage 1 and stage 2. Then when I switch to the pre-polishes of aluminum oxide, I'm moving to the vibratory tumbler, and we're going to see if we get better results or not, or if they're the same. So, wow. Lots of nice sheep. Putting this back in the barrel. So to see how much stone loss we had. Very little, so it held up well. And it's a Mohs hardness 7, so it should hold up well. There's a little bit of chipping, and this is what I wanted to show. Very little. I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to flip these out into the garden because I don't need them for anything. And if it goes down the drain also goes into the garden. Okay. And we're back with our next barrel, which is green Jasper, and this is its 2nd week in stage 1. Residual here. It's interesting. I don't feel like you're getting that. Oh, look at that. Needs a little bit more work to clean that off. It's unusual. Not really concerned with the leftover grit because it's minuscule. right by us. And it looks like that was it, just the one. So, that's good. Again, minimal, if any, mass loss. Another Mohs hardness 7 stone. 2 more to go. Be right back. And we're back with our Sodalite that's been running 1 week in stage 1, 6090 silicone carbide grit. It's a Mohs hardness of 5.5 to 6, so it's slightly softer than the Jaspers and the Unakite. Slurry's super thin because we had baking soda in the barrel. Lots of grit left over. I don't know about that, why that sound relaxes me so. I think everything about Tumbling does. We have gotten really good progress on these stones. Can't wait to do the inspection on these. And you're going to see how much mass loss we've had. And Sodalite's another one of those stones that we've done a how-to video on, and it was for straight up rotary tumbling. And now this one is going to be with the vibratory tumbler. We're down to about half, so we lost about a quarter volume. It's a big enough piece to keep it. Just a couple little pieces here of chippage. And stage 1 is where we want any chippage to happen. Because it's part of the shaping of the stone. Alright, little blue stone. Down into the outward. Okay, be right back. We're back with our last barrel clean out of this week. And it is our Whitefish Bay, Lake Superior, Michigan mixed beach stones. It's been running 1 week in 6090 silicone carbide grit. It has 1 tablespoon of baking soda in here to help with any organic matter that was from the lake. Even though beach tumbled stones are pretty smooth to begin with, they were pretty clean when I started. However, I just wanted to make sure we wouldn't have to be burping the barrel. And as you can see, it's nice and flat. We're not having any issues. Now let's clean it off. Super thin slurry again because of the baking soda. Oh, I got a couple pieces of slabs. Now I did take some of this to the tile side because I want to see what's inside of it. Not much grit left, which I'm really happy to see. stones, I'm fairly sure are mostly granite or quartzite. Boy, that feels lovely, shaped beautifully. Ooh, I cannot wait to get these into inspection. That's a piece of Unakite. This is beach found Unakite, so I'm keeping this separate than the rough that I purchased online. I think this is Jacobsville sandstone after I did some research on it. So I was really not 100% sure what it was. I cut it in half because I wanted to see what it looked like. Pretty happy with it. We'll see if it tumbles. Piece of quartz. Oh, lovely. I'm really interested to see how this stuff turns out. This is an experiment to see if any of it's going to actually take a polish. I did lose some mass on the chip there, but not much. About a little less than a quarter of a barrel loss in mass. Pretty excited about that. Alright, we're back with our mixed barrel that's been running in stage 1, 6090 coarse silicon carbide grit. This is the end of several pieces of projects that we're running. And it's drying off really fast. We just finished with our barrel washouts. So let's get started here. We're going to start with this Unakite, which has just been sitting on the shelf waiting it just needed more time in 6090, and it's feeling really, really good now, and I think it can all move forward to 120. Oh, yay. I do love it when stuff moves forward. Yeah, Unakite's ready to go. Now this is not to be confused with the other Unakite barrel that I'm running. That's old stuff. Okay, now picture Jasper. It's looking really, really nice. Ooh, it just feels beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That is a natural divot that I'm not worried about catching grit. This feels janky on this side. I'll dry it a little bit. Oh, for heaven's sakes, with this focus. There. It's gonna run again. Not feeling anything. It feels rough and bad. This little line right here is what we were trying to tumble out last week. Now I'm running another stone. I'll run both of those again. These ones are going to 120. This is Australian lace that's had a lot of pitting issues. And while I'm still feeling a little bit of roughness, alright, hang on, I'm going to fix this camera. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully the focus is fixed now. Or not. So if you can see that little bit of a rough texture right in here, some light pitting, there's some right there. I want that to run again. Yeah, that's going to run again on that edge. Just right in there. We've been running this stuff for so long in various barrels, trying to get it all caught up. What's another run? It'll be gorgeous when we're finished. Oh, this is getting really close to being ready for 120. Super close. Maybe I can go to 120. Nope. Okay, go to 120. That spot wasn't going to catch grit. And that can go to 120. Whew. I like it when things start to move forward a little bit. Alright, this is our green tree moss agate. And this still feels super rough on this whole end. That is not moving forward. This has got a little bit of rough that's coming off as well. This one had, it looks like it's some breakage in the barrel. Some of that quartz banged off. I can go again. And this has got some damage. So that can run again. And again. This. Aww. I think I'm just going to let all the green quartz take yet another spin. And again, these are just the tailings. These are just the end of the stones that I had, not all of the stone. So these are just a few that need more time. And since I'm running a barrel for 60-90 of Mohs hardness 7 stones, I might as well put them all in together. Let it all run. This is black onyx. And it needs more time. There's a lot of rough that I'm feeling on here. Lots of rough. This one feels good. Alright, that one's going to need more time. This is really close. And this one is going to need more time. Okay, black onyx is going to go back in. Whew, that was a fast barrel. I'll be right back. Sera, Jasper, also known as window or galaxy Rhyolite, has been running in stage 1 60-90 silicone carbide grit for 4 weeks. So let's see the condition of the stone. Now it's all wet because we just did the washout of the barrel, and this stone from the vendor was cut on a tile saw. So we have a lot of flat surfaces on this. But we want to see if it's ready to move to 120. The corners are shaped well. The sides are really nice. I'm not seeing any real problems on this stone. There's a little bit of undercutting, pitting, fracture line here, but it's not holding any grit. So it's a maybe. Feels delightful in the hand. And here we have a little bit more undercutting. So there's 2 that we're going to work on. This corner we're going to work on. It's really pretty stone. I want to get it as close to perfect as I can. But with a different makeup of different stone in this, we're going to have some undercutting. So the longer we let it run, the more problems it can expose. So maybe. Gosh, you know, that's an interesting fracture line. That's never going to come out. Not without some artificial work. When I say artificial work, I mean like a Dremel or a flat lap or a tile saw, and I'm not willing to do that. Ooh, look at that. It seems like each of these pieces have like one side that's going to require some work. Oh, that needs a lot of work. I don't know if that's ever going to come out. Some of these we're just going to have to settle on in the future. See, it's like you just... 90% of this stone is awesome. And then you get this side here in this corner. And it's kind of a heavy stone, so I don't want to use ceramic media for volume filler and for size difference because it just chews it up. So I'm using some crushed Unakite and some really small Mexican crazy lace because they're all the same Mohs hardness, and I'm using those as barrel filler, volume filler. This is really, really cool. But again, it's like every piece has got like one corner. It's just a pain in my ass. See, it's super close. Super close. And if I'm gonna run it, I might as well. Wow, look at that. I wonder if this whole piece of feldspar, that's this pink stuff, will get shipped out. It's not holding any grit. And we got that little corner there, the pit in it. Screw it. We're gonna run it all for one more week. Gosh, it does feel good though. It's getting really, really pretty. Yeah, each one of these has got some little something on it. And I'm not willing to split this batch just yet. Okay, all of this is going back in the barrel for another run in 6090. Alright, we'll see this next week. And we're back with our Unakite, which is Mohs hardness of 6.5 to 7. It's been running 1 week in 6090, silicone carbide grit, stage 1. It has not lost a lot of mass, which I'm tickled pink about. It's starting to shape nicely, but it obviously needs another week. I thought we'd take a look at some of these pieces here. Oh, just lovely. This one could be a problem because of this here. It's going to be hard to get grit in there to shape it. But we'll do what we can. This is lovely stuff. I'm really happy with this rough. A lot of epidote on that one. Okay, this is going to be a quick inspection because we know it's going to need another week. Now this week we're going to run it with 2 tablespoons of 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit and 1 tablespoon of borax and no baking soda because the organic material I'm not concerned about any longer because it's been pretty much ground out from the first week. So I'm not going to add any more rough to this. I'm not going to add any barrel filler because the volume's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's just shy of 2/3 full, and it's going to be fine. I'm going to run it just like this. Our borax. And then our 6090 silicone carbide grit. Oh, that helps quite a bit, doesn't it? So I'm going to put 2 in there. This is a 3-pound barrel. I don't think I'm going to need more than that. And we need water. And we want to put the water just below the top layer of rock. And next week we should have a nice thick slurry. And yeah, we'll see this next week. Let's put this on the tumbler. We'll get it all buttoned up really fast this week. Date. And on the tumbler it goes. Alright. Moving on. And we're back with our green Jasper that has been running 2 weeks in 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit. And we're seeing progress. It's definitely not ready to move forward yet, because there's a lot of corners that need to be worked on, pits, fractures, whatever. But it's feeling gorgeous. But there's just still some stuff I want to work out. Like all of this. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. It is way too early for me to be pulling anything out and splitting the batch. There's nothing ready to move to medium. But it's really pretty and I wanted to show it to you. This is an awesome rock. It's just crazy. Just look at the shape of it. And it's wet, of course, because we just did the barrel clean out. But I mean, it's really just neat. All these edges are rounded. There's no pits or fractures on this one. There's some divots, though. And they're not going to catch grit. It's absolutely ready to move to medium. I don't think that there's anything else in this batch that's ready to go to medium. This one's close. So I'm going to keep it together with all this other lovely stone because I don't want to split the batch just yet. Probably could have been held out too. And this tiny one could have been, well, no. It's really interesting though. I'm really liking this green Jasper. There's some quartz in there. It's kind of iffy on it, but some of it's got some really interesting host rock on it. It's got a different texture. And can you see the texture on this? Like compared to this one? And they're both green Jasper. Look at the texture difference. This one is smooth as glass. And this one, while not necessarily grainy, it's kind of porous-y feeling. Interesting. Oh, this is really cool. I think next week we'll be able to start splitting this batch. This week I'm keeping it together. Alright, another run of 6090 and we'll see it next week. It's super fast. Our borax. And we didn't even really have mass loss either. You can see this barrel's still really full. Oh. 2 tablespoons of 6090, 1 tablespoon of borax. Seems to be the recipe that's been working beautifully for me on these Mohs 7 stones on my Lortone barrels. Let's get this water just to about there. Yeah. Okay. Put the lid on. Good seal. Cap. Washer. Knurl nut. Date it. And we'll see it next week. It's easy peasy. Be right back. And we're back with our Sodalite, which has been running 1 week in 6090 coarse silicone carbide grit. It was a new project, started last week. It's a Mohs hardness of 5.5 to 6, so it's slightly softer than the other stones we've been running. So I'm going to want to keep this in a barrel by itself. I do not want to mix the stone. It had no ceramic media in here. There was no other cushioning element in here or volume filler. We did lose, this was about 2/3 full last week, and now it's about half full, so we did lose some volume. Okay. But, woo! Isn't this beautiful? I love Sodalite. Now there's another blue gem that gets confused with Sodalite, and it is Blue Adventurine. And Blue Adventurine has, it's white and blue, but it's got dots. And Sodalite has, I'm going to call it stripes or lightning strikes through it. They look like lightning strikes to me, but it has stripes. So that's how you tell the difference between Sodalite and Blue Adventurine. Wow. And then the third blue stone that's pretty common is lapis lazuli. And lapis has pyrite in it, so that's a pretty easy tell. These shaped beautifully. We have the round corners, the sharp edges are rounded. It's looking nice. This little one is ready for 120. Most of these are going to need a little bit more work. I think that can go to 120. I just want a little bit more shaping, and you know, there's like some of these little divots I want worked out. Try and dry that. Kind of see what I'm talking about on this corner here. There it goes. I want that worked out before it moves forward. Wow, these are really, really awesome. Now I might want to put some cushioning in here because I don't want to lose a lot of mass. And I'm going to need a little bit of something to help fill the barrel so we have the volume that will run us an efficient grind, which is about 2/3 full. My hands are filthy. Almost ready. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, that definitely needs more work. That's so small. But there's a little bit on that corner. A lot on this one. Some of these are pretty obvious, so I'm just zipping right through. You know, once you can feel it, there's no point belaboring them, unless you just want to look at them. Yeah, so some of these are broken chips that broke off. Wow, these are getting really close. I think 90% of this barrel will be ready next week if the rock tumbling gods are on our side. That's really cool. Alright, so we have 3 little pieces that we're going to pull out. All the rest are going back in. So I'm going to want to put some ceramic media in here. I don't want to use other stone as filler because this is a softer stone itself, and any like a Unakite or the topaz or the tiny pieces of Australian lace agate that I've been using as volume filler is too hard and is going to beat this up. So I'm going to use some ceramic media. I've got some pulled out right here. That has been run a few times in 6090 already, and it's kind of rounded itself. So there's no sharp edges that's going to cause any problems. So I'm going to put some of this in here. I'm going to give this a shake. Just kind of see how much more we need in here. Paper towel's splitting on me. I don't want to. Not quite 2/3. I want a little bit more. Probably the rest of this. Oh, why not? Oh, cleaned up the workbench. Alright, back to the borax. One tablespoon for grit suspension, cushioning, or not cushioning, easy barrel cleanup, and thickening of the slurry. And then I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of 60/90 in here. And then I'm going to do about 1.5 tablespoons. I don't want to put too much grit in here. It's a softer stone. I don't think I'm going to need it. I think we're going to have just enough grindage, just the way it is. Let's add some water. A little more water. Just a smidge. That's all I'm going to put in. And we're going to button this up. And we will see it next week. Alrighty. Once upon a time I had a magic marker. Here we go. 8:14. We will see this next week. So excited for this barrel. This is our Whitefish Bay, Lake Superior, Michigan mixed beach stones. It's been running 1 week in 60/90 silicone carbide grit, or stage 1. And I mean, it was pretty rounded to begin with because, you know, beach stones. Oh my gosh, that feels gorgeous. They're really nice stones. I'm not seeing fracturing or pitting at all. Not really 100% sure what this stuff is. Granite, quartz, quartzite, I don't know. Feels good. I think that could go to 120. Yeah, oh my gosh. This has a little bit, is that an optical illusion? I can't feel that. It looks like it's pitting, but I can't feel it. Huh. I don't want anything that can mar this trial, because I've never run beach rocks before, so this is going to be fun. It's kind of an experiment for me too, to see what you can tumble and what you can't. This one has a little bit of a divot right here. I think I'm going to let it run. Some of these I cut open on a tile saw, just because I wanted to see what was on the inside of the stone. Oh my gosh, I love the way these feel almost like glass already. They've got that really smooth texture. Now this has some pitting in it. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get that stuff out. I think I would lose a lot of mass on this teeny tiny pebble. I'm going to let it move forward, and then if the grit gets caught in the polish stage, we'll see what we can do to get it out. Now this one, here's the rest of this rock. I may not have these in the right order. But I think that's all that goes with this rock. I don't think I have them in the right order. It's like a puzzle. There we go. There's my rock. That was kind of fun, I have to admit. This was the rock, and I did it, I just cut slabs on it. So I was practicing with my tile saw. Wow, I'm loving this on so many stinking levels. And then here's another one. Wow, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then this, after some research, I found out is a Jacobsville sandstone, and it's supposed to be a most hardness of 7, and it doesn't, I mean, it's got a little bit of a porous texture, but it's not grainy at all. I don't know if this is going to polish at all. However, we're going to find out. There's a little piece of quartz. Oh, just lovely. I love yellow stones. There's another little one. I cut the little tiny baby one up. And this one was cut. This one, I don't think it's gonna work out very well because that's a little piece of quartz on there, and I think it's just gonna get tumbled out. I think it's gonna erode. And then a piece of beach found Unakite. And I'm really curious to see how this beach run Unakite works against the other stuff that I had that it's kind of interesting. I don't know. To me anyway. Alright, this is going to get several wash cycles until the water runs clearish, and then it's going to go to medium. I am really excited. We've got a barrel going to medium. Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so let's put it all back in the barrel, and we are going to put 1 tablespoon of borax in the barrel because borax goes with everything. And then I'm going to put Dreft baby detergent in here. And I've had somebody in the comments before ask me, why do you put like Dawn's dish soap in some barrels and you put Dreft in others? And that's a good question. So the Dawn dish soap I use on my vibratory tumbler to do wash cycles because it's a hard rubber. And it doesn't, it's not soft, and it doesn't corrode or, well, wear the way that these soft-sided rubber barrels do. So I'm trying to be a little more protective of them, so that's why I use the Dreft baby soap. It's gentler. Alright, so I'm going to put water, the Dreft in here, and then I'm going to run it for an hour, clean it out, rinse it out, and repeat until the water runs clear. Alright, we'll be back.